why my braids was itching. She came up to me. She gonna ask me, do you have lice? My deposit of how much they zelled me, $9,999. So like, the proof is there. The proof is there. You know what I mean? The proof is there. I don't want to tell y'all to lie, but lie, bro. Just
no girl can't see me and cause problem. Them a man clowns and me walk on them. Me no love chat but me I want them. Tell them this a real Shen Yang anthem. No girl can't see me and start problem. Them a man clowns and me walk on them. Me no love chat but me I want them. Tell them this a real Shen Yang anthem. Now fight no girl over no man, me no idiot. If me a take your man, me a keep that. Them a fi see me in a street and pass and whisper to friend if a she that. If a girl touch me, me nah say me nah.
before I get into this video, I will be leaving my email down below, and I will be charging $20 for anybody that wants me to build their account for them, their care.com account. All you gotta do is email me and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. I think this is perfect. So like, everybody's been asking me like, you know, how I became an NYC nanny, how I was making this much money, you know, this, that, third. And now I'm gonna tell y'all. I'll spill all my secrets. It's okay. And I actually wrote everything down here so I don't miss. And I know my lace is showing. If y'all say anything about it, y'all anti-black. Miss anything. But to get, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with everything, and then I'm gonna tell y'all like my little nanny horror stories. So if you want to stay tuned and listen to that after, you already know what to do. Okay? And before we even get into this video, you already know I'm about to say like, hit the subscribe button, all that cringy shit, da da da. But let's get this information rolling, shall we? So I started my nannying business when I was 18, and I started during COVID on cure.com. And when I started, it was fake hard, but like, I don't want to tell y'all to lie, but lie, bro. Just lie. It's just because like, you can have the experience. You can have the experience with the, oh hell no, we do not need extra noises. You can have your experience with working in schools, daycares, all that extra stuff, but like, it'll be hard sometimes to get a reference. If you know personally that you have an experience, just lie. Like, I'm not saying like lie about your experience, but I'm saying like, find somebody that can fake your reference for you, because that's your foot in the door. It's like when you try to get a job and you have the experience, even though they're going to train you and tell you what to do anyway, they still want, like, how you want me to get a job for this job and have experience? Don't I need to get hired first? Like, I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying, but I'll try to break it down. Basically, try to find somebody that could be your reference, like somebody that has sense. Okay, don't get one of your get a little hood rat friends to be your reference, because that's not going to cut it. Like, you need somebody to try to be your, it could be your parents, it could be like a teacher, it could honestly be like your boss, like somebody you know that's reliable enough to speak to an adult and mature enough to, y'all see my cat, bro, speak to adult. Try to get that as your reference. So that's what I had to do. Like, when I first started, I ain't had no family under my belt. I ain't had nobody. It was COVID. I ain't had no bosses. I had my cousin, and that's what we did. We had to make it work. So my cousin was my reference, and she knows like I've been dealing with kids for so long. Jackson, everybody say hi to my cat. He gotta go though. He knows I've been dealing with, she knows I've been working with kids for so long. Like, I'm the oldest out of 6. Like, I basically raised all my siblings. So I have, like, I worked in daycares, I worked in private schools, I worked in my school. Like, I have experience with children, but it was just like I didn't have a reference. So since I didn't have a reference, I asked her if she could be my reference, and she made me like a little fake review to get me started, and she was my reference. And when I had my page up, like, I just put like, I feel like we're gonna get into that after, but point is, she was my reference. And I think I just want to show you guys like how my page looked like. So I'm gonna insert like a little video right after this, and I'm just gonna show you like, you know, how my page looked like what's my bio on care.com, how much did I put that I was making, or how much I put, bro, what the fuck, how much that I want to make, like how much I want them to pay me, pretty much. So that's the thing with care.com. You have to advocate for yourself. There's no set price. Like, you can find a family, I promise you, if you put that you only want to make $15 an hour, a family's gonna hire you for $15 an hour. But you have to have, like, you have to push for yourself. If, like, you want more for yourself, you gotta push, advocate better for yourself. Like, you can't be like, oh, I want $30 an hour, and you don't got no references, you don't have no experience, you don't even know how to talk to people. Like, your bio is ass. You can't do that, because nobody's gonna hire you if you want me to be so fucking straightforward and blunt. So this is like, I'm gonna explain to you how I did all of my stuff, but for right now we're just gonna move on to like the next topic. How much you need for this app. Everybody keeps saying like once you get the app you have to pay for something. It's fake true. Like, you know that saying, you gotta spend money to get. So this is the care.com app. I just clicked my profile, view profile, and as you can see here, I made my own pricing and my own minimum. It literally shows like how much I'm willing to do for each child. I show like the service I can provide. Like, I don't know how to drive, so I'm not doing carpooling. And this is what I meant by like you pick your own prices. Like, how much you make is literally based on you. Like, as you see here, I have my updated availability. It shows I've been working there for 6 years on care.com. It shows all my reviews, what I'm good at, what I can do, the language I speak. It shows that I'm fully vaccinated, non-smoker, first aid training, CPR training. Like I said, it's not a guarantee that you need those things. It's just like a plus. It shows like how much children I'm willing to work with. It shows that I pay for the $20 for the care check. And then these are like all my reviews that I've gotten. As you see, like, it shows that I've been there since 2021. Like, I have 6 years of experience, but I've been on the app since like 2021. These are like the messages. Like, if you want, as you can see, like, look at the times like I apply to people. It's like minute after minute. Like, you have to apply to so many people. Like, you can't just think like, oh, I'm gonna apply to one person, I'm gonna get that. That's not how it works. You gotta apply to almost every family that you see that's like in your area and has the same availability that you're looking for. And that's pretty much how it works. On the app, you can definitely edit like how far you want to work. Like, I never worked out of my neighborhood. I always put it to 3 miles. And everybody that was asking like, oh, do you need a car to work as a caregiver? No. Like, look, it shows that like transportation is not required. But there's other families that would show they need transportation. And this was also what I was explaining, as families tell you exactly what they need, how much they're willing to pay, what days they need, and you just fit that with like a schedule you work with. That's it. Yeah, you gotta spend money to get money, baby. But it's only $20. And you can't tell me you don't got $20. Ask somebody for $20. Your mama, your daddy, your stepdaddy, someone, your sister, somebody got $20. That man that you've been sleeping around with that haven't been giving you money, go get $20 from him. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you. That was a little rude. But you know what I mean. Go get your $20 from him. Like, come on, bro. So, it's $20 for you to like do your background check and stuff like that. And then you can switch to like premium, which I think is $40. But I never did premium. Like, I just did it $20, and then I had my bio and everything. Why you don't want to pay $20 for a background check? What you hiding? So just pay that $20 for the background check and you should be fine. Do you need experience? A lot of people is asking me that. I mean, like, yeah, you're working with kids, but care.com has like other things too. Like, you could run errands, you could be working with seniors, like older people. But like, I feel like dealing with kids is just a lot of common sense and patience. If you don't got common sense and patience, then this is not the job for you, especially when it comes to patience. Like, I hate people that don't have patience with kids, bro. Why do you even have this job? Like, I don't get this job if you just want the money. You have to get this job because you genuinely have patience and you like kids. Like, I love kids. I'd rather deal with kids than adults, if you want me to be honest with you. Like, come on. So if you watch your siblings and stuff like that, that kind of counts as experience. The only thing is, learn how to be professional with it. You wouldn't treat your sibling like, you wouldn't do certain things with your, you wouldn't do certain things that you do with your siblings with other people's kids. Like, for instance, you can't beat them. You can't do that. Okay, girl? Like, I know sometimes you just want to, you can't do that. These people will sue you and get you arrested, and now you got no job. So, yeah. How did I start with no references? I already told y'all, like, I had my cousin lie for me. That was my first reference. And we're going to get into the story about everything later. Do you need to be CPR or certified, or do you need to be first aid? Do you need first aid training? No, you don't. Some families really don't give a shit about that. A lot of families also don't ask for vaccinations anymore, so you don't really got to worry about that. But dealing with newborns, a lot of families will still ask you for vaccination. It's just good to have. When it comes to CPR, first aid training, like I said, a lot of families don't give a shit about it. But there's families that do, and it's just a good thing to know. Like, to get your CPR certificate, it's like $50. You can do it online. Like, literally, you can do the whole test, training, everything online, and they'll mail you a certificate. It's not that hard. First aid training, you can also do that online. Like, it's also not that hard. So, yeah. The dedication for this video gotta be something serious, because my battery literally just died. Like, what the fuck? But back to, like, the topics or whatever. First aid and CPR training, you don't need it. It's not a must, but it's just preferred. Like, if you have it, it's easier for you to get somebody if you have it, pretty much. Do you need to know how to drive? No. A lot of families, not even a lot, I can't even say that, because you in Manhattan City type shit. And I am speaking for, like, general, like, you can literally, if you follow, like, these little tips or whatever the case may be, you can find a nanny job anywhere with care.com. It's just, like, getting your foot in the door, and then once you get your foot in the door, ask people for your reviews and stuff like that, and make sure they're giving you reviews, or else you're not going to get another family. Like, nobody gonna know you got hired from there. So back to driving. Do you need a car? No. Some families would like for you to have a car, but do you need one? No. Care.com, once you set up your application for everything, you literally apply like you're applying to jobs. Like, you get to pick you get to pick who you're applying to. Like, families tell you exactly what they want, what they need, what time they need you for, and how much they're looking to pay you, and you apply to all of those. And the key to is, like, you don't want a family that's asking you to do mad stuff, like take the kids to practices, pick them up, drop them off, feed them, laundry, housework, and then talking about they want to pay you $15 an hour. Are you dumb? Like, you want a family that's gonna pay you, and you don't have to stress yourself or, like, work mad hard. Like, because there's families out there that just needs, like, light help, but they will pay you the bread because they want that help. You know what I mean? So try to find something like that. Work smarter, not harder. My bad, I'm a little dyslexic. Work smarter, not harder. How much, the truth of how I started and how much I really started with. When I first started care.com, bro, I was getting played. I was making goddamn $14 an hour. In 2019, bro, that's lower than minimum wage. And I was like, because it was my first family, I was just excited to have it. And I didn't, like, this was before, like, mad people were nanny, and this is COVID shit like that. So I was hyped. I'm like, bro, that's it? Like, $14 an hour, and it's not taxed. So I'm thinking, like, I'm still making more than people that's making $15 an hour because it's not taxed. Feel me? I was working from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 or some shit like that. And all I had to do was pretty much stay in the house. It was an Indian family, and they was fucking racist. Bro, when I tell you they was so racist, I used to have braids in, right? And, like, you know, when you have braids in and your hair get itchy or whatever the case may be, you just be scratching it because, like, you have product and stuff like that in your braid. I don't even have to explain this to you why your braids be itching. You know why your braids be itching. Why my braids was itching? She came up to me. She gonna ask me, do you have lice? Like, first of all, I was too stunned to speak because, like, why would you think I have lice? Like, black people barely get lice. Like, it's so fucking weird. If anything, I should be worried about your son contaminating me with lice. Y'all the one with the straight hair. Like, she was just so rude for no reason. Like, she always looked at me mad weird. They worked at home. And that's another thing. Another tip is never get a family that works from home. That's like the unspoken nanny rule. Because those people, it's just like so hard to deal with kids when the parents are home, because they try to test your authority in front of your parents. So it's like you don't want to do nothing to the way you want to do it, because you're going to feel like you're doing something wrong all the time when there's literally nothing wrong. Like, but back to that Indian family. So I was working with them for like a couple months or whatever the case may be. And when I tell you just doing me dirt, bro. Like, he never left the house, and their kid was not the brightest. Like, I taught him how to read, I taught him how to write, I taught him how to spell his name, I taught him how to spell period, and like nothing, literally nothing. No thank you for making my son a little bit smarter than what he was. Nothing. And he was like one of those kids that he wasn't allowed to watch TV or nothing when I was there. But it was like, it was so hard. Like, you don't want me to take him outside, and now you're telling me you don't want him to watch TV. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this kid all day? So we had to make shit up. Like, we were literally in his room all day. And they were like germaphobes. Like, you couldn't wear no shoes in their house or nothing. Which I don't wear shoes in my house anyway. But they were still germaphobes. It was kind of annoying. I mean, like, when I tell you it was bad, it was bad. Like, they didn't want a speck of dust on nothing. And I was like, bro, you have a kid. Like, you can't really be a germaphobe. Like, you could be clean, but you can't be a germaphobe if you have a kid, you know? So, I had to make do. So, it was like a lot. First of all, they didn't want my hair too long. They always wanted my hair in a ponytail. They never wanted my hair out of a ponytail. Which is like, why are you telling me what to do? So, couldn't have my hair long. Always had to have my hair up in a bun or in a ponytail. I couldn't get my nails done. If I got them done, it has to be like French tips. It couldn't be like, it had to be really short. Like, it couldn't be nothing dramatic. Couldn't have stones on it. It couldn't have nothing. Like, how are you telling me how to live my life? So, for $14 an hour at that, like, come on, bro. So, that was the first thing. The first thing was when she asked me if I had lice. The second thing is, we were in the house all day. So, I used to always come with black tights and a white t-shirt all the time. And at that time, I had a washer and dryer in my apartment. So, I did my laundry. Thank you. I was a very clean person. So, I used to come black tights, white tee, Crocs every single time. Because, like, we're not going anywhere. We're in the house. So, why am I dressing up? You know what I mean? Why she asked me if I bathe, because I'm never changing my clothes. Like, who comes up with this shit? Like, how you just come up to me and you ask me a question like that? Like, you don't think that's disrespectful? Like, she didn't find it disrespectful, and this is just how she spoke to people, and her husband would have to apologize to me. After that, I realized, like, I couldn't do it. So the way I left her, it was because, like, I had got my nails done for my birthday, and I promise you they weren't even that long. They were like medium length, like literally here. That's it. And I was teaching her son, like, you know, our sight words that we do every morning, and like, he plays a lot. So like, what happened was, we was literally like, I'm showing him the words like this. Like, I'm like, oh, look at the words, this, that, third. And like, he will like grab the words and he'll swing around and he'll like put them down, right? So like, you know, it's paper. Like, it's literally a paper, and he would just like snatch them and then put it on. Like, I didn't really care. We were studying his words. But like, when he snatched it, he accidentally poked himself in the eye, bro, and he started bawling. He was just like, my eye, like screaming, bro. And his parents thought it was my fault. They were just like, oh, what happened? Did she poke you in the eye? Why the fuck did you automatically think it was me? And the fact that he was like, no, I poked myself in the eye with the paper. And they still kept asking like, oh, are you sure it wasn't me? How the fuck did I poke him in the eye? And then she was saying like, oh, she thinks I poked him in the eye and he's lying, and I poked him in the eye with my nails. Be so fucking for real. That day, I fucking quit. I was just like, yeah, you're done. You're not about to tell me to do nothing. Like, she tried to tell me I had to cut my nails off. Are you dumb? Like, I'm not gonna, and I just got them done too. Pretty much, they tried to tell me to like cut my nails off, and that I could work with them again if I just, like, I said, they fired me. You didn't fire me. I quit. Like,
I'm not dealing with you and your rude ass and your husband and your child again. Like, I'm done. They trying to text me like, oh, I gotta block them. They're just like, oh, like, just cut your nails. It's out there. Like, I'll pay for you to get them cut off. If you could just come back today, this out there. No. I'm not coming back. It's up. It's up. So, I didn't come back, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they wanted me to do weird shit. They're only $14 an hour. This is when I started upping my prices, and I realized, like, I don't want to work in Brooklyn. I want to work in Manhattan, because I was traveling from, not this one I was traveling from Brooklyn, Manhattan, but once I was in Manhattan, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not working in Brooklyn anymore, because Brooklyn people, they do not be paying, Manhattan is where all the money's at. If they're paying $8,000 rent, they get paid $30 an hour. Like, let's talk about it. So, after that, I decided to move and look for another family. So I went back on Care.com. I started applying to everything that fit within my schedule, whatever it is. And I found this one family that lived in Long Island City. It was a mom with one son, right? And this is what I'm saying, like, know your worth and how much your price is. This time I had my price set for $20 an hour. And I was kind of desperate looking for a job because I had bills to pay, whatever it is, and I was trying to start over and get a new place and all that other shit. So what I was doing was, like, I was just applying to anything. Like, I was just selling for anything. So she hired me. She started me with $15 an hour. And my time was from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is, like, I don't even know why I increased that shit. That's all fucking day. It was 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., $15 an hour. And, pretty much, I like to take care of one kid. Like, I had to take him to the park, make him breakfast, make him dinner, give him a bath. Then she wanted me to do his hair. Like, it was too much for $15 an hour, but it was only $15 for the first week, and if we worked out, then she was gonna jump me to $20 an hour, and that's what happened. Like, that's what we started doing. But like, she had asked me if I was flexible on weekends. When a family asks you if they're flexible on weekends, it means like, you know, once in a blue moon they'll call you for like a date night, or they'll call you like if their weekend nanny's not there, or they need you because they decided to get called in for work. That's what it means to be flexible on weekends. She had me working every fucking day, like 7 days a week, every day, weekends and everything. Like, I didn't have a day off, and it was from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single time. And sometimes she would go out to like the club and go drinking, and then come back home drunk, so I had to spend the night. And she was not paying me for spending the night. Like, that was the issue with herself. So I decided to like, you know, stick it out because it was good bread to me. Like, I didn't know how much. I felt like it was good money because like I never seen that much money before. So me making $20 an hour. Let me do the math right now. Hold on. Let's see. I was making 20 an hour. And I was working 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I was making 13 hours a day. 13 hours a day times 20. Times that by 7 days a week. I was making this much. I was making $1,820 every Friday through Cash App. And sometimes she would act like her Cash App isn't working. And she's like, oh, I'm going to pay you. And then forget, no, bitch, I want my money on Friday. Like, I slaved for this. Okay? So, I was making $1,820 every Friday, working 91 hours a week. That's literally, that should be illegal. Like, that was insane. And this is how I stopped working for her. Like, everything was just fine, but she worked from home. This is what I'm saying. Do not work for anybody that works from home, because there are problems. Like, I promise you, this kid bumped his head one time. She ran out the room. Where were you? What were you doing? Da-da. Bro, I was right here. But what am I supposed to do? Catch your son from mid-air so he won't hit his head? Like, he's doing stupidness. That's not my fault. Like, come on. Like, kids are going to get hurt regardless if you're there or not. They just move too fast. Like, you can prevent it as much as possible, but it's going to happen. It's not like he had a crack in his skull. Like, he literally just tapped his head. It was not that serious. So, that was like an issue, I guess, within itself. So what happened was, I think I wanted to go to Six Flags with my friends that one weekend, and I told her about it literally a week in advance. I'm like, oh, Saturday I want to go to Six Flags. Mind you, it's supposed to be my day off anyway. Like, I'm supposed to be off on Saturday and Sundays, but every Saturday and Sunday time comes, she want to go to a club, so I'm watching her son late night, coming home at 2 in the morning, decide 3rd, so I'm staying back. So this one Saturday I want to go out, I told her a week in advance. I'm like, oh, I might go to Coney Island with my friends on Saturday, this, that, the 3rd. Oh, I gotta tell y'all what happened before that, though. So, before that, she had a date night, bro. And she left me there. And she had a grown-ass man in her bedroom. And I didn't fucking know. Like, he was literally in his underwear. And, like, this man was probably, like, in his 30s. And I was, like, 19. And her son was sleeping in the bedroom, and I was like in the living room, like on the phone watching TV, and he came out, and mind you, she left to go to a club. He came out to go in the kitchen in his underwear, and he's just like looking at me. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, oh, you know, I'm the boyfriend, this, that, 3rd. I'm like, okay. That was, first of all, that should have been my second strike or whatever the case may be. But like I said, I thought I was making good money. Like, I didn't really care. But that was so dangerous. Like, anything could have happened to me. You left me in a house with a stranger that I didn't know about, and you didn't tell me nothing. I don't know this man from a hole in the wall. Like, I don't know him at all. So that was a problem. And then on top of that, he's going to tell her that, oh, I fell asleep at like 1 in the morning while her son was sleeping, when my job is to stay up all night to make sure nothing happens to him. Boy, shut the fuck up. Like, you want me to stay while he's sleeping? If he's sleeping, I'm sleeping. Like, why am I up? Like, most families let you sleep while they sleeping. So why the fuck am I up? So that was an issue within itself too. So back to the whole Six Flags thing. I told her a week in advance I want to go to Six Flags. I'm on my way to Six Flags. It's like 10 in the morning. Not even. I'm bugging. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon because Kaalyah do not wake up that early. You're bugging. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm on my way to Six Flags, and I get a text from her. She's like, oh, can you be here by 7 o'clock? Or 6 p.m. She's like, can you be here by 6 or 7 o'clock because I want to step out and I have something to do today and this, that, third. I text her back and I was like, no, I told you I was going to Six Flags with my friends today. Like, I'm not going to be back in Brooklyn by that time. Like, I'm just not going to be back. Like, there's no way, unless I cut everybody day short, and I'm not going to do that because I wasn't driving. They were literally my ride home. She's going to text me back and be like, oh, I thought you said you had, you were flexible on weekends, this, that, third. Bitch, I've been working for you 7 days a week since I got hired. Like a whole month I've been working for you 7 days a week. Like, I've been doing everything you asked me. Then she just started like, this is what, bro, she started saying like, oh, you were supposed to do my son hair every week, this, that, third. First of all, we didn't agree to that, so I don't know what she was talking about. She was like, you haven't done his hair in a week, da da da. What black person, you know, take out braids in a week? Like, I gave him braids. Why am I taking out his hair a week to do it again? And like, oh, and my boyfriend told me you fell asleep while you were supposed to be watching my son, da da da. You were coming home drunk. Like, why are you worried about me? Like, your son has been good. So then after that, I tried to, you know, I quit that too. Like, bro, I'm not coming back. It was the point, like, I had clothes there. And, like, I literally left everything there. Like, I had AirPods, everything. I was like, bro. Because I remember I used to spend the night all the time because she used to come home drunk. I used to leave. I left everything there. I was like, bro, keep all that shit. Throw that shit in the garbage. Like, I'm not coming back. Da, da, da. Just send me my last pay or whatever the case with me. And she sent it to me. And it was some Haitian lady, bro. Like, some Haitian lady with a badass BBL. Bro, never again working for somebody like that again. So that was, once I got to that, and I was like, nah, I have to be getting paid more than $20 an hour if I'm gonna be dealing with these people and their kids and this, that, third. Because like, there's no way. So I started looking up like how much nannies be making in the city, and when I saw like the minimum be like $22 to like $35, that's what I put on my care.com now. And I'm like, and I still didn't have references because all the families I was working for went south. So I had to just like fake it till I make it. So I started calling my college friends, and I was just like, you know what, can you just give me a fake review? And I explained to them the type of families that I worked for, and I was just like, just basically say that I was a good person, because I was, like, I wasn't lying. And every family that I had beyond that said I was a great person. So no harm done in my eyes. So after that, I left, and I decided I'm never working in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is ghetto, and they don't pay you no money. I was like, I'm not doing Brooklyn no more. I'm going to move up to Manhattan. So I did, and I finally ended up with a nice black family with 2 kids. They ended up leaving me and moving to Ohio. But this is what I'm talking about, like, know your worth when it comes to, like, working with these families. Because I was getting paid $22 an hour, and we were sitting there watching Disney Channel the whole time. They paid for my dinner. They paid for the kids' dinner. They paid for my Uber home. And they not only did they pay for my Uber home, but they tipped me, and they paid me how much I was supposed to get paid for the date nights. And they referred me to other families in the neighborhood, like their friends and stuff like that. And this is how, like, I got my foot in the door. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, even for my birthday, they got me like a Gucci shirt, some other like designer clothes. They gave me $100 tip for my birthday, and even though I worked for like 1 hour, they paid me for like a full 5 hours. Like, people that care about you, like, if you care about their kids, they care about you, and they're gonna show that with this. So don't let nobody play with you, having you do X, Y, and Z, and they're not even trying to give you no money. Not only that, but you also want a family that knows exactly how their life is going. Like, you don't want a family that just have you on call, like, oh, you know, can you come to that? No, you want somebody with a schedule, like an actual schedule, because those on-call families could be mad frustrating, because now you have a choice of, oh, do you want to make this money today? Or if you say no, they're going to think you're unreliable. They're not going to talk to you no more, this, that, third. Or, like, it's just annoying. Like, because what if you decide you want to have a job and then they have you on call? Now you have to tell them no all the time because you can't call out from your job, this, that, there. Now they're not going to call you no more because they're going to think you're unreliable. So you don't want nobody that has you on call at all. You don't want that shit. We don't want that shit. So after that, that's when I started getting my actual references. So they left me references. Then the family that I did for day nights after that left me references. And then I found another family. That family was just like too much. Like that family had me on call. Like they'll call me randomly. They'll pay me randomly. Like I will get, let's say I worked on Sunday, I wouldn't get paid till like Wednesday. That's a problem. If you end on Sunday, you're supposed to get paid that Sunday or literally the next morning. You shouldn't have to text them and be like, oh, you know, send me my pay. Especially if it's not like a family you've been with for a while. Like, why are you reminding this random person to send you your money? Run me my funds. And you don't want to look like somebody that's like, oh, you're bothering them about it. You shouldn't feel like that. Like, honestly, if somebody hires you and you do the job, text them and ask for your money, and that's it. And if they don't pay you, you can always report them on care.com. But I never had an instance where I had a family that didn't pay me. Okay, so now everybody wants to know about, the next question was like, the family I have now, how much I make, this, that, third. The family I have now, it's a full-time job. I work Monday through Friday, 7 to 5. And I work with 2 kids, a 3 and a 6-year-old. And honestly, my family is very simple. Like, Monday through Friday, they go to school, and then in the summertime, they're in camp. So all I gotta do is pick them up and drop them off. And since I have to be available from 7 to 5, they still have to pay me from 7 to 5. Because I have to, God forbid something happens to them and I have to take them to the doctor, or they call me because they need somebody picked up. I'm on call through 7 to 5. Like, I will be in the neighborhood through 7 to 5 to make sure I get them. You know what I mean? So I've been working for them for, when I first started, I was only working Saturday and Sunday. They had another nanny working 5 days a week. And my plan was to plot and wait until that nanny decided to give up her days, because she was in college. So I knew 5 days a week was too stressful for her. My plan was to plot and wait until she gave up her days, and I was going to take the 5 days away from her. And that's what I did. So I started with Saturday and Sunday, and she was getting stressed with like midterms and all that stuff. So she gave me one of her days. She gave me Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And when I first started, I think I was only making like $20 an hour. So let me see. Because I was making like 5. What the crap? I was making like $200 a day. Yeah. I don't know how much that is. Yeah, I was making $20 an hour. I was making $200 a day. And it wasn't that bad. Like, I was working Target full time, and I was making like an extra $400 a week. So I was just like, that's bread for my pocket. Like, all I'm doing is taking these kids to the park and taking them to the museum, and I'm making $400. Or we can just sit in the house all day, and they didn't bother me. So I was fine. And then she gave me her other day, and I started making $600 for the weekend plus Monday, which I then started like slowly distancing my way from Target because now all the money is here. Then she gave me another day, and then she gave me another day, to the point where like I guess she left and didn't come back, and then I was able to make my own schedule. So on, what was it, Christmas, they gave me a raise, and they gave me a bonus. So they gave me like a $900 bonus on Christmas, and they gave me like a $800 bonus on New Year's. So that, my pay plus that. And then they gave me a $2 raise, and then they gave me another $2 raise. So for this family, I make $24 an hour, which is still good if I'm working 10 hours a week, because I work 7 to 5. And I'm basically not doing anything because the kids are in school. I just got to be on call from 7 to 5. And that's how I make my money. So I make around $1,200 every Friday being on call and not doing anything. All I do is pick them up and drop them to school. So if you ask me, I'm pretty blessed with my family. Like, after all the trials and errors with the families that I had, I'm keeping this family. Okay? And this is off the books. Like, I don't get taxed or anything. This goes straight to my Zelle every Friday. And they reimburse me for any time I take them to the museum, any toys I get them, any food I get them, everything. So that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you should not be stressed. Like, the kids are already going to stress you out. You don't need the parents stressing you out either. So find a family that has the parents like chill parents. You know what I mean? Chill parents. So the family I work for also have 2 nannies. So they have somebody on the weekends, so I'm off on weekends. And they have a cleaner that comes in the middle of the week. So I just gotta make sure the place is decent. But like, there's somebody that comes and clean up literally every week. So I don't even have to clean either. And then I also work as date nights, but my date nights are a little different. My date nights, I charge $25 to $30 an hour depending on how much kids you have and how young the kid is. So when I said I was making $27 an hour, that was true. My minimum would be 5 hours. So you don't want nobody to call you for a date night and you only work for 2 hours. Nobody's trying to pull up to your house for only 2 hours. Make sure your minimum is like 4 to 5 hours, because that's where you really get your money. At least you leave with at least $100 in your pocket for a date night. You know what I mean? So my minimum for date nights is 5 hours, and the pricing is $27 to $30. That's not bad. So and if you think families are not paying for this, there's a lot of families that's out there paying for this. It's just like, you just have to know your worth pretty much. And like I said, I'm gonna put like the video there, and I'm gonna explain my whole profile and how to create a whole account and what you do and stuff like that, and how you get approved and how much money you got to put into it, which is not that much. It's like it's literally $20. So that's pretty much it. It's sad to say that you have to lie for your references, but like, you gotta do what you gotta do to get your foot in the door. The whole world is based off of a lie anyway. So a lot of people had to lie just to get the job they have now. It is what it is. What you want me to do? But if y'all think I'm lying when it comes to certain things, I can show you how much I made as a nanny last month. There we go. This is how much I made as a nanny last month. $9,000. $9,282. That's how much I made as a nanny last month. And that was only in one account. And if you guys think I'm lying, deposits and additions, that is my deposit of how much they Zelled me, $9,999. So like, the proof is there. The proof is there. You know what I mean? The proof is there. So I'm not trying to lie to y'all, and that's what it is. If you guys have any more questions, y'all can just like drop them down in the comments below. But other than that, I hope this helps. I hope I answer your questions, because I feel like it was pretty straightforward. If not, then Lord, I feel bad.
These girls tell me she feeling it. How you feeling? How you feeling? I know you feel horny. When at 3 o'clock you say you want me, cause your thing look wet like tsunami. Y'all bring it and rest it right on me, cause me know